All right, Tommy. Let's talk about these yahoos.
Let's talk about the Cleveland Browns, the last place team
You know what's
in NFL.
Hold on, we
sports.
got comments to get. I got
If
audio.
he would be quiet.
Here we go.
Yeah, I was
It's not your
talking a
turn to
minute
talk.
ago,
Did
and
he
you
say
were talking.
Tommy or Terry? He said Tommy. That's me.
All right,
not you.
we're going to go to some sound bites here in Cleveland. Hit it.
Start with Carson's journey, like off the field, even before going straight to your question, because such an impressive journey, walk on, that mentality, what he's going to bring to our program from a work ethic and leadership standpoint, I think is invaluable. On the field, you're thinking of a very versatile, athletic, instinctive player with good feel, and that's something that Jim and Coach Tarf put, premium on when it comes to versatility. It gives them pieces to interchange and attack offensive differently. So I think that's what he's going to bring. Extremely productive.
I can't live.
Thank you.
The general manager of the Cleveland Browns is a baseball guy who's a Moneyball guy who doesn't know anything about football. This lady is the assistant general manager. That was her talking about our second round number 1 overall pick. I think our linebacker there.
He was the first pick in the second round. Third round.
Well, Tom, what was she saying?
Hold on, we got more.
Again, a physical downhill player that's going to, again, bring the physicality I just referred, but also someone that is going to be able to contribute on third down, whether that's in pass pro. He's a dependable pass catcher. So really like a well-rounded prospect that's going to be able to help us and play the type of football we want to play.
All right, Chip, you're a Panthers fan. So right now, this lady with these giant glasses, she's got George Costanza glasses. A baseball GM is in charge of the Browns. In Dallas, the owner refuses to hire anybody that has anything to do with football knowledge as well, and calls his nephew to ask him how to scout a guy in his dorm room. The Panthers, I don't even know what to say about Tepper and his wife and all that situation as far as the scouting and the GM in there. And your Panthers have the coach's girlfriend on the field during practices. I mean, your Tar Heels have the coach's girlfriend on the field. Of all those, who's in the best organizational situation and you feel the strongest can lead their organizations going forward?
Yeah, go ahead and say it. Jerry Jones.
Which one of those?
I would like to use
the best move of all those is Jerry Jones dying. That's the best move.
I would like
if Jerry Jones dies, that's the best move that all of us can hope for.
I would like to use a lifeline, please.
Now we're going to go over to our expert in Cleveland.
I want you to identify, Tom, what she just said.
I think she called him a pass catcher.
That time she was talking about the running back. The first time she was talking about the linebacker.
I'm not saying some women are pretty darn smart when it comes to football.
Okay.
I agree.
So she was talking about Junkins, right? She was talking
correct.
about Junkins
But she shouldn't be in charge of the NFL team, Terry.
Okay.
I don't care how much she likes football.
Okay.
I've got a clip here I'll show Chip in a minute. The Yes Network interviewed one of their baseball players, and it was a lady. The only person on the board. She's sitting in a big giant thing interviewing the Yankees players after the games. Nobody else. What position did she play in high school? So every show, everything, no matter what, we're just giving all these jobs to women who she's never played football, and she's breaking down linebackers and running backs, Terry. You know as well as I do, if people that have never played football can't walk into even a high school room and break down into. She cannot come into Burns High School, Tom, and tell Kawan Pryor how to run. That's what we're talking about. She's running an NFL team. Nick Chubb's not signed. He's squatting 600 pounds. Right there's your answer. At least I know we're not trying to win. Go Browns. Now, Tom, I'm going to give you some of mine, and I'll let you rant. If you were going to this is what they did. So they had a chance to draft maybe the best cornerback since Deion, Champ Bailey, Rod Woodson, Charles Woodson, whatever you want to call it.
That's what I would have just did.
Instead, they decided, you know what? We don't want this generational talent. We could have drafted a defensive end that's maybe a generational talent to pair with Myles Garrett. Don't want to do that. Okay, we're not going to sign Nick Chubb. We don't have a running back. We don't have a quarterback. We should, base our team on something. Let's get how about a generational talent at running back? Let's not pick Ashton Genty. They trade back, and they pick a defensive tackle. Not Aaron Donald.
Who's 5'11"?
A 5'11", 305-pound biscuit of a defensive tackle. Not a super superior athlete, Myles Garrett type guy. Nothing. He's just a 5'11" biscuit. Plays at Michigan. I hope he's got a high motor, Tom. That's what they keep saying. But one sprained ankle from a high motor means you're not any good anymore. Right? One broken whatever, you're not any good anymore with your high motor. Congratulations. And they traded back on 3 generational talents and maybe a quarterback to draft this guy, a defensive tackle.
I would have liked the move if they got Genty. I would have
Not
liked.
bad. Right.
And he's sitting right there. So I am literally sitting in my room saying, okay, well, they traded back. Genty's right there. That's who they're going to get. This guy, I think, didn't Barry go to Harvard or Yale or somewhere? He's an Ivy League guy. He's smart. He knows to get Genty at 5. And he the only thing that I say is he's going to play, Kevin. And I was like, preaching get people who are going to play, and that's why I got pissed off at Gabriel, because he's not going to play. At least Junkins is going to play. I guess the walk-on linebacker from UCLA, I guess he's going to play. I mean, he was an All-American or second-team All-American or something like that, and so was the defensive tackle. I mean, they're all, they're highly touted college talent coming out. So, I'm not going to deny that. I just think that after they didn't pick Genty, that's why I got mad. I screamed. I was listening on the radio, and I just went to bed. I was like, I just don't want to talk about this anymore. You've totally screwed up and not get somebody you can get excited about. That's why I really wanted Hunter.
Yeah.
Get somebody you can get excited about.
Who's buying that dude's jersey?
I'm gonna buy it.
I don't even know his last name again. Who is it?
Oh gosh.
No. Who did we pick?
Graham.
Mason Graham.
Yes,
Mason
I
Graham.
even knew that.
Mason Graham. And the kid from UCLA, I was reading about him last night. It's interesting that NFL Draft Tracker does have their grade, and Genty's grade was one of the few ones that was above 7 on an 8-point scale. Mm-hmm. So you had Genty graded up over a 7. Carter, there was the only 2 in the top 5 that graded out over 7. I was surprised Hunter's grade wasn't a little higher, but I guess you dig a little deeper, you can figure it out. But I'm just saying, you had a chance to get a really, really good player. And I'm not going to say that Graham's not a good player. I mean, like I said, highly touted out of college. What else they call him is a disruptor.
What if he's a Hall of Fame running back?
I know. I'm not disagreeing.
If you're bringing Chubb back and then drafting this guy, and that wasn't the plan, maybe that is. Maybe that's what they're going to do.
Why would you not bring Chubb?
What?
Tell me one reason why you don't sit down with Nick Chubb and say, "Hey, man, here's the number."
I just showed you that lady with the Costanza glasses. That answers all your questions.
She's not. She is the assistant, Kevin.
Right.
Getting good
She
money.
is the assistant. She's
making
not.
good
She's
money.
doing interviews, Tom.
She's not making the decision. She's the assistant. She's the assistant to the assistant.
So her name has to be on something saying okay.
Yeah.
No, it does not. No,
So
assistants don't make.
we're gonna get
decisions.
made $250,000, $500,000 a year for doing nothing.
Well, I think there may be other reasons for that I'm not going to go into.
Did they even pick the best Ohio State running back?
In my opinion, no, because
I didn't think so.
because
I'm
I
glad
thought,
you said that.
Really,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
if you watch in a small, what stands out in my mind is the explosiveness of Henderson. That's what I liked about him. I think Junkins is a little bigger. He's a little bigger. He's maybe a little more physical. But if you watch that screen pass that Henderson caught against Texas, and all of a sudden I mean, it's just like the explosiveness, a game breaker, a home run hitter. Get somebody you can really get excited about. You know what I mean?
I'll give you, and you might not consider this apples to apples. One thing to encourage you in that comparison.
Yeah.
Everybody talked about Willis McGahee when he came out of Miami,
But he was hurt. He got hurt in the championship game.
and everybody forgot about Frank Gore.
Yeah.
And those two guys split time, and who had the better career?
Yeah,
And he fits the Nick Chubb mold more than the other running back.
I mean, like, he's good. I mean, I'm not, and I know Kevin didn't like it. I mean, I didn't mind getting him there in the second round. I don't mind running backs in the second round unless they're like a generational talent.
Yeah.
So I don't think either one of those guys is necessarily generational. I just liked Henderson's home run, get him out in space, and he might go the distance type, runner. That's what I liked about him. But I mean, I'm not totally upset that they got a running back because he's going to play. I mean, even the kid from UCLA, I assume he's going to play, right? You don't take a guy, the first overall pick in the second round, and he's not going to play. And then you take Gabriel. I'm like, isn't he like 27 years old? Something like that? I mean, he's been around
he's
long.
like 24 or 5. Yeah.
Like Chris
just,
Winkie.
It's just, I just don't understand why you get him. Get another guy who's going to start. You need a wide receiver. I know there had to be a decent wide receiver available, right? I mean, I didn't break it all down.
The quarterback thing don't make sense to me at all.
It doesn't make any sense to me at all. No.
Because
Even ESPN said that, and not just about Shador. That you read their analysis of the draft of Gabriel. They said, why would you draft this shorter, smaller quarterback when Shador or Will Graham's available?
But you just signed Kenny Pickett to experiment with. Why would you?
He's not going to play.
He's not right. They just wasted a third round pick on him.
They drafted another Kenny Pickett. They just drafted the same MO.
He's not going to play.
All right. So
I mean, it's just
the tight end in the third round seems like a good pick, from what I'm seeing.
They got a tight end.
He led college football in catches with 117. He had 1,500 yards in 2024. Put up big numbers against A&M and Penn State. Had more than half the receiving yards for his school. He already wears the same colors at his school at Bowling Green. But I think that one's a pretty good one. But the running back and I don't know enough about the linebackers. You never know. They could be good, but I just
it's high.
The not picking generational type talent and just going with safe picks is, especially in the first round.
It's a good formula for mediocrity.
It was just weird to me. Like you if you have a chance, if Travis Hunter isn't any good, whatever. I don't think anybody in the world is thinking that dude's not any good.
This is ESPN, and I'm sorry to go back to Gabriel, but this is ESPN's post-draft analysis right after Gabriel was drafted. Cleveland coach Kevin Stefanski has success coaching accurate quarterbacks such as Casey Keenum and Kirk Cousins in the past. Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett fit that mold. Gabriel also fits that mold, but so do Shedeur Sanders and Will Howard. Both would have been better options than the undersized Gabriel.
All right. The odds are out. JP, have you seen Zootopia?
Yes, actually, it's one of my favorites.
Have you seen Zootopia 2?
Well, they haven't even put a trailer out yet for us, so no.
Okay. Did you know that the odds are out? And Zootopia 2 now has better odds to win Best Picture at the odds than the Dallas Cowboys do of winning the Super Bowl. You can bet on.
Uh-oh, he's looking it up. He's looking it up.
You can bet on that. You can bet on that right
I don't
now.
know why y'all even say that. Why would I walk in here? This is what makes me mad every week.
This is the betting
I
odds.
walk in this room every Saturday, and Calvin, I know you're listening, and I appreciate it, but I got to say this. I walk in here every Saturday, and I'm listening to people talk about the Cleveland Browns, who's never even touched the grass
I just brought up the
on
Cowboys.
the Super Bowl. Okay? And then I walk in there with the Carolina Panthers, who's touched it twice and got beat both times they've ever been there. So, I mean, why should I even... I mean, no wonder I get a lot of texts from people like, how do you put up with them? I don't. They have no clue. They have no clue. They're not even on the same page I'm on.
When did the Panthers last go to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like 03, 04?
Yeah, but you
It's Super Bowl
lost.
50 against Peyton
Buffalo's
Manning.
been there a
No,
bunch.
I'm saying 03, 04,
Yeah,
and then
Buffalo
15
been there
or
a
16,
lot,
right?
ain't
Yeah.
So they've
yes.
been twice in the last, give or take,
And
20
you
years.
lost.
And Dallas has been 0 times?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So in the last 20 years, Panthers
Wait a
have been
minute, Tom.
twice.
I think we've seen like
Browns
8
0.
of them. We've seen 8 of them.
Not
You
since the
haven't
calendar turned to a
been-
2.
8 of them.
Not since
Hello.
not since this millennium started.
Terry, I was not even a teacher last time they went. I'm retiring next year. That's how long it's been.
0.
We have found what the primary victim of Y2K was. It's the Dallas Cowboys organization.
You
All right,
can
so
take y'all
I got y'all a fun stat.
0-2 times 4 for you ever Eagle Dallas.
We almost had it happen. But if you wanted to bet on a running back going in the top 5, it happens under Republicans. When Trump, as Tom, this is just a fact. He hates this stuff. But look at this. This was posted Wednesday.
Love it.
Running backs under Trump: Saquon, Fournette, Ezekiel Elliott. Under Bush, McFadden, Reggie Bush, Ronnie Brown, Cedric Benson, Cadillac, Tomlinson, Jamal Lewis. Bush Sr. had Sanders. Reagan had Bo Jackson, Eric Dickerson, and George Rogers. Biden, none. Obama had Trent Richardson. Chinty equals Jaguar. He went 6th instead of 5th, so he just missed off by 1 spot. So if you were betting on it, you missed the under on it. Just trying to help you out with the gambling, Tom. I give Terry a gambling thing. He don't like it. I give Tom a gambling thing. He don't like it. Chip. Wait, it's your turn now.
All right. Feed me. Give me something. Come on.
I don't really have anything.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I do got a Don Mattingly thing.
Okay.
War says that Brett Gardner's better than Don Mattingly. Already. And Nick Punto's better than Ryan Howard. You know any of those guys. Hey, how about, did you see Lawrence Taylor's comments
No.
from the draft?
Where's that noise coming
JP, turn your phone down, please.
Back to your draft day, what do you remember from the day that you were drafted?
Donald, I don't remember too much. I had 41 Coors Lights, so I couldn't tell you.
You remember 41.
Yeah, I remember 41.
You remember 41, but you don't remember what happened.
Don't really remember what happened. I just know it was an exciting time, but it wasn't like this. You know, it was old school, and I mean, I wasn't in New York or anything. I just caught it on TV like everybody else. So.
Did you get a phone call? Did you have your family around you?
Excuse me?
Did you get a phone call? You had your family around you?
I had my drinking buddies with me.
Was he in the Rams club waiting on that phone call, Terry? Who was his coach then? Do you remember?
No.
from? It was a guy before Parcells.
Who was the I was talking about
Brian
Tar
Free,
Heels-
text
Tar
me.
Heels-
Who was y'all's
Tar
coach?
Heels coach with, that was, wait a minute, was Brian drinking with Del Teeter and draft?
Brian, where were you with LT when he got drafted? Oh, we're going to talk about this during Cherryville High School football this fall.
Listen, I love Lawrence Taylor. If anything, he's honest.
Yes. He and Ricky Rudd. You got to respect.
You can ask LT. He'll tell you. All right, let's see. Looking for my next one here. There's the Browns and GM. I might be about it. Any other thoughts or comments on the draft, guys? Where we're at now?
What round do we think Shadur's going in?
Any team that you might think it goes to? There you go, Chip.
When do you think it's going to go? I think
Or will he get drafted off?
Yeah, if what
it's going to be round 7.
he'll go before then, I think. I'm guessing 5. I'm guessing 5th.
Everybody,
round.
give me a team that he goes to.
I hope he goes to Dallas at 149 if nobody else wants him.
You know, Dallas makes the most sense. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the 7th round and Cleveland goes ahead and takes him. Why not? No, Cleveland doesn't have a 7th round pick. That's right. I looked. We're done after the 6th round. I think we might have multiple picks in one of those rounds. I can't. In that trade with Jacksonville, I think we.
I just think the
7th
thing
round.
that hurts him now is he keeps dropping back, and you're having a backup. That's what it's going to be. He's not
I
going to be
don't.
your
I don't
starter.
care when he's drafted.
Terry's,
I don't care.
that's I think
don't
that's agreed
care.
upon.
I
Yeah.
don't care when he's drafted. Wherever he goes, the fan base is going to want to see him play. I don't care where he goes.
See the Steelers in the 5th round. See the Panthers have 2 picks in the 5th round. The Browns pick 166 in the 5th round.
Yeah, the Browns. That's right. I looked it up. They don't have a 7th round.
All right, well, Tom, I'm scrolling back. Let's see, I'm looking for
What years did he play at Carolina?
Taylor in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was
Early
same time,
80s,
same
85.
time. I think it was before that. Wasn't he there same time?
83,
Michael Jordan was
84.
there?
I'll look it up. I'm looking it up.
All right, Tom, I'm looking up real quick. Defensive tackles drafted top 5
Warren Sapp was
in
one.
NFL history. Was none last year, none in 2023, none in 22. Let's see, round pick. Here we go.
You know why?
None in
Because
2022.
Dick Crum was the head coach of UNC. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, you're fine. Let's see, the round is the second one.
you know
round
why
pick.
there's none? Because you don't select a defensive tackle in the top 5.
The Jets picked.
'Cause you don't do that.
The Jets picked Quinnen Williams in 2019. You know who he is? Anyone? Terry, you know what number Quinnen Williams wears?
No.
All right, that was 2019.
When
None in 18.
did you say Aaron Donald? When was Aaron Donald drafted?
I don't know. Malik McDowell. Y'all know him? The great Malik McDowell from the Seahawks. Anybody know him? That was 2017. Nothing in 16. Nothing in 15. Nothing in 14. Nothing in 13.
Aaron
Whatever.
Donald was drafted the 13th pick in 2014.
There you go.
Yeah.
How about number 3, Marcel Darius for the Bills? He flamed out, didn't he? 2010, nobody was picked. Second overall. 2010, 15 years ago, I got you a defensive tackle that was pretty good. Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah.
Who ended up being an issue, though, with all
And
those penalties and everything.
The guy picked after him, Gerald McCoy.
Yeah.
He wasn't bad.
2 big
Yeah.
monster human beings. What's the Mason Graham?
Unless-
Ndamukong Suh.
Unless he's truly, truly generational, you do not select a defensive tackle 5.
Bryant Young for the Niners. I was trying
Glenn
to remember.
Dorsey in 2008.
Bryant Young for the Niners was picked with the 7th pick in 1994. I just remember him standing out for the Niners for so long.
Yeah, Tom. There's zero history other than Ndamukong Suh and Gerald McCoy
Since the Cowboys have been in the playoffs, since the Cowboys have been in the Super Bowl.
Oh, funny,
Since the
man.
start of the millennium, no good.
Y'all are funny.
Since 2000, no good defensive tackle except Ndamukong Suh and Gerald McCoy in 25 years has been picked in the top 5.
Jerry Jones, I know what you're going.
And they just picked Mason Graham. So, Jerry Jones, I know what you're going through. Yeah, Terry. If you can't admit it, then he can't admit it either.
That's how come he says I will always be the GM.
All right, we got to take a break. Any other thoughts, guys, before we go? We've got NBA playoffs to talk about, a lot of baseball, and more. KTCBroadcasting.com.